Dan, let me get your take on what's at stake here, because a lot of people were pushed to the brink, and a lot of people, to Charlie's point, lost a lot of money. They were chasing a goose, and the goose got away, and they lost a lot of dough. And normally when Washington hears stories like that, and we're apparently going to hear a lot of stories like that, they got to step in and protect the little guy. But should the little guy, the little investor, however you want to define he or she, should they know, eyes wide open, that if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is, and that it's on them. It's not on the system that creates this.
Well, that's how it should be, Neil. And by the way, I agree with Charlie said 100%. But let me tell you where he's going wrong here. He's being logical. We're talking about Congress. And what happened here is a great story. It's going to grab a lot of headlines. So even if there's nothing there, there's no conspiracy, there's no collusion, the image of that has to be created so that, as you were alluding to, protecting the little guy from the big, bad investors, those fat cats on Wall Street. Maxine Waters is already setting the tone with what she's saying, that there's been a long history of predatory conduct by these hedge funds. So she's establishing the tone of where this is going to go. This is going to be headline-driven as opposed to substance-driven. And in the end, what happened here is you had a bunch of investors, whether they were small guys or not, that got caught up in emotion. They started chasing this shiny object, and they got burned. So this is no different than being in the casino. You see the sign, bet with your head, not over it. And people who were betting over their head, they didn't know exactly what they were doing. They got burned. And that is not the big guy or the hedge fund's fault. Now, there are other issues to consider, but that's not it. And in the end, Neil, the danger with this whole process is we land on overregulation, which in effect is going to end up hurting the retail investor, in my opinion, more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.